Okay, so we're here to talk, but we're not here to talk wrestling. We're here to talk UFC. Why? Because tomorrow night, one of the biggest fights in the company's history goes down, and it's two women headlining it. Even like, if you ever hear that, even though WWE is what it is, it I don't know how much interest there would be if there were two women's fights that were going back to back, both to close out the show, both main events. Even though WWE's main events is kind of like midway through the show and then the show. UFC does it last two, obviously, co-main event, main event. The co-main event, it is what it is. My money's on J-Check for the sole reason is that she's a solidified badass, and this girl that she's going into, even though the girl's Canadian, and J-Check's just, there's no stopping her. So I'm going J-Check probably for a second round. It's the last two fights are gonna be quick. But the reason why is because you're talking about the poster child, the John Cena, basically the Cena, the what other names, the Brady, hockey, let's go, Crosby, basketball, Curry. You got the biggest name in your sport fighting in front of probably a huge, like the crowd's way bigger than what happened 25 minutes down from me at the Dome about a few years ago. But this fight as a whole is just, there's so much about it. Like, even I just watched the weigh-in footage and now you see everything. This fight has a different feel to it than the Correa fight, just for the sole purpose of how personal Correa decided to take it, and Ronda Rousey was fighting off that, plus the Piper passing, unfortunate passing of him, and then the stuff that was said about her father. This time, there hasn't been talk. It's literally been everything. It's been Holly Holm doing her thing, Ronda Rousey doing her thing. This fight, I would love to see it go longer, but it's Ronda Rousey, so I'm expecting it to be less than a minute. Why? For the sole purpose that her last three straight fights have ended in under 45 seconds, because Correa's was 34, Zagano's was 14, and McMahon or Kaufman, no, Kaufman was Kaufman, I believe, was 16 seconds. It was it was Kaufman or Alexis Davis. I don't know. I forgot which one she fought, but it was last year. I just remember I had to look up, and all I see is basically she's got her down, and bam, 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 bam. Because that's the thing with Ronda Rousey. This fight tomorrow's going to start standing up. That fight gets to the ground, it's going to be over in less than 30 seconds. I can guarantee you that, because Holly Holm is a boxer, and her groundwork is nowhere near as strong as Ronda's. Personally, to me, I think this fight should have waited about another year or so to happen, just because Holly Holm's only had the two fights in the UFC, one against Pennington, and then I forget the other girl who she faced. But then it's like, okay, they thought we were going to have the trilogy bout with Misha, even though Misha's 0-2. There. As much as I'm going with Ronda for the sole purpose of it's Ronda, everything she's done. If she loses, I think it's going to be a shock to a lot of people. But then at the same time, there's everyone out there as well. There's a few Holly Holm fans that's like, hey, because I'm the kind of guy I would love to. I think Ronda's going to win, but I would love to see an upset. So I'm not going to cry if Ronda Rousey loses tomorrow night. Even watching the weigh-in footage, Ronda hasn't really acted like this before, because you see how basically they went, like Holly Holm was just standing there chill and doing whatever, and then Ronda Rousey's the one right away, gets off the scale, mean face basically goes on, walks over to Holm, gets in her face. They basically get fists right in the face, and then, like, I guess Holm nudged her a little bit, and then basically now it's, hey, let's see what happens. And then Ronda Rousey's basically saying, talking so much high about herself that it's kind of like now, the what? It's more the what if Rousey loses on Sunday, and well, Sunday Melbourne, tomorrow night here. It'll probably be Sunday morning by the time the fight airs. It's the what if Rousey loses. It's kind of like, where does it go? Where does she go from here? What if Holm wins the title? I know Rousey's going to win, but it's more or less the what if Ronda Rousey doesn't win. It's like you can look at this any way you want to. UFC, they're gonna make their millions of dollars. They're gonna get their gate. They're gonna get their pay-per-view buy rates. Now that's all they're left to do is for all those fighters out there to go on and put on a good card for all the fans and attendance. Yeah, in a sec. But essentially, when you look at it, you got to see where it goes from here. What will Ronda do? It's basically, how can Ronda top this? The fight, she knocked her out clean. There's many factors to this, even too, because like even how she's saying Holm's fake, there's a very good shot that Holly Holm can win this, because I don't think a lot of people see Holm winning this. For instance, I saw Zingano somewhat as a threat, just because I know Zingano's fought before, but she had a long layoff with her knee injuries. And then Correa, well, we know how that one ended. I think if Correa hadn't said the personal stuff, I think it would have been a much different fight. Still probably would have ended in less than a minute, but I don't think it would have been there. But this is Ronda's, I think, real first challenge since Tate 2 years ago. So, hell, even if Holm loses, I want to see it go past a minute, but I highly doubt it, for the sole purpose that it's Ronda Rousey. And hopefully I'll see you in Texas, but I don't think I will. UFC 193. Just go put on a good show, because I remember, yeah, basically, we just gotta wait and see what happens now. It's about 24 hours to fight time. Just gotta play our cards right and hope for the best. See you when I see you.